We move on.
Last week it was, let's be honest, it was a little bit of a down period last week where there were some events going on and the teams in the NA region were spread thin with the amount of value that you could get from every single event. So with that being said, some of the top teams that we usually see in these tournaments didn't necessarily show up. So Brimstone had kind of an easy bracket run, but then the real test with prospects, that was interesting because you had all the big names from VCS come in there, and they were just sort of like the Avengers. I was idolizing them, just like all these people coming from the VCS universe coming together as one super mega team. It's very impressive. But LRS, historically, while we haven't seen them much in recent weeks showing up in some amazing capacity, they've still been making rounds in the scene here and there with other events going on as well. And they've certainly still have a name and a reputation for whatever reason after teams lose to them disband. So they're still obviously a big threat going into this, but this is going to be Brimstone's pick, so they have a little bit of a cushion to fall off on. Now, with Brimstone Gaming, the gameplay style does tend to lean towards more of that favoring of defensive play. So we may actually see them clutch out on the defense here. So this starting out the side of defenders is going to look pretty good for them. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. They're starting on attack, which is even better. So this is kind of like ripping the.
Was a map that Brimstone Gaming were comfortable to take teams to through their best of ones last week, and they were confident enough to take the dubs as well. So last round save, they're gonna have to come in with an established game plan. They're gonna have to have all of their plans figured out up against Brimstone Gaming here on Haven. As we said, Brimstone Gaming starting out on attack. Reach pushing up towards mid, already meeting Glyph. Glyph pushing through the dark cover, spraying out some warning shots, and already a quick plant, minute and 20 in.
Oh, well, the plant does get denied very quickly, and already Brimstone Gaming rushing down B, gonna have to fall back on that, but they at least have the smokes to be able to work within cushion the blow. That being said, the cushion of blow may be a little bit of an overstatement as the spike is awkwardly in that B position here, D.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Dynamic gets taken out by Corsonics on the back line. Corsonics picks up the double kill. Meanwhile, Flavor loses out on the B site. Still no spike control in sight here for last round save. Corsonics picking up the triple kill now. So this is last round save, solidly taking the first round.
Indeed, LRS looking super strong here, and again, I was saying that there was a little bit of awkwardness coming in here from Brimstone. They do like to do their best here with what they have going on, and while they are starting out on attack, it's just sort of ripping the band-aid off for them, but they will now give a little bit of that lead over into LRS. Now going in with the force buy, they should be ready to go here with the Bucky and Toad. There is going to be a little bit of a buy up with some frenzies and whatnot, but overall, still nothing too crazy. Bit of an investment, but I think it'll be fine for them. As long as they make it expensive, that's the goal of the round here.
Absolutely. Just trying to do damage here are Brimstone Gaming on the attack, and really not finding any sort of opposition on A site. LRS falling back all the way to the corners and shadows here. The spike plant will come through here for Brimstone Gaming, holding it down. Oh, here comes Yoshi on the push. Yoshi doing big damage. Flavor and Corsonics mopping up the floor behind them, and this is a clean retake here. Flawless round for last round save.
So clean. What else can you say except it's light armor meets a Bucky. Never a good day. Always a rough time. Go into that with just that. Anyway, moving on, we are going to finally be able to invest into the round. It's not too big of a deal, but with the flawless means that Brimstone need to make sure that they are able to make this. Sorry, last round save are able to make this expensive with the trades of Spectre. So you want to see them pushing in as a group going into this now, and they should be ready to go. Brimstone have, though, the ultimate test need to make sure they mitigate this damage. And it looks like they are sort of spread out right now, but they're going to try to play for picks and probably stack their way over to C. They do have the weapon advantage, which is usually a play that you like to see going in towards C long here, D.
Yeah, spread offense approach here from Brimstone Gaming with the full buy in hand now, trying to find an advantage across the map. LRS, they've come in with the game plan here so far, hunkered down, holding back, no aggressive defense here from LRS thus far. And they're making Brimstone Gaming work for their advantages, work for their intel as well. LRS smartly not revealing themselves. Yoshi, who's still with that Bucky, trying to instigate a close quarters combat situation here. Yoshi, oh, tempting fate here, finds the damage, won't find the kill.
Nice.
TBK wins out over Yoshi, and now there's the advantage found for Brimstone Gaming, and now here comes the play. Brimstone Gaming turning their sights towards A site. Just Flavor up in heaven with that Spectre trying to hold it down. Here comes the two-pronged attack from Brimstone Gaming.
Ready to push on through. They haven't smoked heaven yet. They do really just want to rush on in. And there we go. Finally, the util will come in here, flush out the site. They have the player advantage. They should be in a really good position. And everybody's coming in through a connector. They'll throw the blind out, but it won't be enough. The blind reaches ability to shoot through in. Flavor gets two, able to trade it out, but they won't be able to deny the plant. They tried their best to play for time here. They can try to do the 1v2 clutch, but it's going to be a mammoth of attacks. Though, we'll say, giving credit to LRS, they made it very expensive for Brimstone Gaming, so now this buy round is going to be fairly even for sides moving on into this, and that should be in LRS's favor for the most part here.
Absolutely. LRS playing those opening rounds correctly, bringing enough economy here to stabilize themselves in this fourth round. But that was exactly what we needed to see from the side of Brimstone Gaming. LRS, to their credit, put up a great fight on that retake, but Brimstone Gaming held it down, carried those big guns into this fourth round, and now we've really got a show on our hands here. Practically equal loadouts for either side. This will be the true test here in this first half for Brimstone Gaming so far. Once again, feeling their options out across the map. Do you see Yoshi for the side of last round save, once again taking up that garage position, this time holding the window rather than the crate. See how that plays out, how Brimstone Gaming will adapt to that positioning, but there is simply nowhere for them to go here on the C side of the map. You can see they're starting to dig their feet in towards the A side. That may be their best bet. Yoshi once more taking the damage, taking the losing end this trade through garage doors.
I really do like to play for picks, and it is that, not that hesitancy, but that passiveness from Brimstone that I've seen before come in. It sort of served them well, but that does mean that with Haven being that map pick and sort of playing for time, it does put a lot of pressure to commit to a site, and the rotates are going to be very difficult. Whatever they go through with, they have to go through with now. With 30 seconds remaining on the clock, this is going to be a very intense moment. But Dynamic should get first blood, and that's already the first one down, making it a little bit easier for them to commit to a site. And they're going to go to they're going for CD.
Yeah, Brimstone Gaming here with free real estate out on C-Site. Yoshi completely smoked off from the situation, is going to have to find a new way to get out onto site. 4v5 now for the defenders. They do have the Hunter's Fury there in the pocket should they want to pull the trigger on that, but this is going to be free for Brimstone to back away into that C long corridor now and just play for the plant. Dynamic so good even at long range, but Aqua even better on the double kill. Here is the chance for LRS to come through and steal away. Oh, but DBK with the paint shells from downtown. How's that for a March Madness shot? So Brimstone Gaming get us on equal footing in the fourth round.
That is way more than a three-pointer, D. That was just nothing but net as we went into it. It's actually appropriate to say nothing but net because it's a cage, and the cage kind of has like, never mind. Anyway, so this is going to be a nice tied series. Brimstone Lovely victory right there. Still keeping it on. It was a very good early pick, and that served them very well. Playing it passively seems to be rewarding them a little bit. They do have their rotates down very quick. I was a little bit worried about that, but it's not hesitation. Again, it's passiveness, and it seems to be serving them well. And it will still do them a good stead as they manage to get two, a third as well. Still clean. And moving on into this buy round, LRS they need to sort of maybe try to challenge that passiveness a little bit. I feel like D. What do you feel?
Oh, I definitely want to see a bit of Zoomer Academy come through here for LRS. Some of that aggressive defending, if you will, some of that offensive defending, if you will, would be really exciting to see, but I certainly understand it. It is so difficult to properly move around this map as the defending sided team. There is just so much real estate for you to try and cover, so many angles that could potentially be so dangerous. It is basically too many questions to be asked of LRS thus far, but still so early in the match, still too early to come towards any conclusions. You do see LRS picking up the full buy now going into the 6th round, and for the first time here, the operator in the hands of Yoshi. Yoshi wasting no time, challenging C-Long. Here we go. Yoshi, oh my goodness, Yoshi loses out to CKY. So does Aqua. This is brilliant from the Omen, completely opening the door for Brimstone Gaming on C site.
Opening the door, claiming it, not even putting up a for sale sign. They will just take that house the moment it went out. And now there's such a difficult retake. And the best thing they can do, I think, honestly, arguably, as much as I've said be aggressive, is to just save. You have not that stable of an economy going into the next coming rounds. And the more rounds you give Brimstone on the attack, the more it's going to be difficult coming back from that defense. Because, again, that passiveness is going to nip them in the bud moving into the second half here, I feel.
That is tough. Questions now being asked of LRS. The operator now in the hands of Brimstone Gaming, and this is fantastic coming from the reigning champions Brimstone Gaming, putting on a show here for top 32, very much proving the validity of their spot thus far in the tournament, and now they have all kinds of tools in the kit ready to go for this 7th round. You see the Raze ultimate as well as the Hunter's Fury. LRS building a big bounty of ultimates themselves, but it'd be interesting to see when they decide to pull the trigger here, because as they're back on a save round, we do see the Blade Storm coming through for Yoshi, but it'd be surprising to see anything else here used to try and secure this 7th round.
Well, it's Nico all the same, and they're going to try what they can. Hunter Fury is going to come out from Skim. Interesting call, but I mean, it gave some information, a cool, clean pick. It seems like they really do enjoy this C push right now. Working great for them, just playing for picks wherever they go, and working well with this. And I really appreciate LRS going for the aggressive plays. I just hope that when they actually have rifles in hand, that they will try to meet to that challenge. A nice little pick from Corsonics, beautifully done. Just going to play a little bit sneakishly as they kind of rogue-like make their way over in the back, get a little bit of a time, but it's still player advantage. Nicely done, DBK, stabilizing. And Yoshi, not really sure what else you're going to do. Maybe try to get a gun and save as much as you can. But yeah, D, I do appreciate this aggression. But again, I hope once they have the money in hand to buy rifles, they are able to do it once more.
Absolutely. And so it has been story so far of the 3-letter tags for this game so far. It's been DBK and CKY making these big impacts for Brimstone Gaming. Well, I say these big impacts, but really what it is just reliable fragging coming out from DBK and CKY. You saw it the last round. CKY so deadly C-Long. There was simply nothing anyone could do to try and challenge that position. You see as CKY picks up the triple kill on Yoshi, further proving my point there. So we do get into just a bit of a tech pause here. We have a glyph on the disconnect there. Try to get them on the reconnect here. And that gives us a moment to pause, breathe, and re-examine this onslaught thus far from our reigning champions, Brimstone Gaming.
Well, all right. Again, this There was some aggression, like I get said, that was being welcome. Maybe not having the op all the way down C long and trying to meet it without being able to trade with somebody wasn't the best idea. But still, again, with this money that's going to be coming in, the rifles available for LRS, they really do need to bring this because I do feel the second half is going to be, I don't mean to harp on it, but it is going to be pretty strong from Brimstone. I mean, you see it. The passenger playing in mid, playing in A lobby, just looking for the picks, and then it seems to be C being the winning tile. They're just looking for that first blood, and then they just jump on C like it's prey. And now I'm sort of expecting roughly around the same thing as Brimstone. I'm sure they're going to be happy to give up real estate so that way they can retake together, which is something that you need to do in defense. Like it's showing to be their map pick here, D.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what's really difficult here for LRS on this defending side is that C site that's being exploited by Brimstone Gaming, as you touched on. And what's really difficult here for LRS is if they lose that opening challenge, which on C long or be it garage, which thus far they've lost, almost completely consistently across this first
Yeah.
half. If they lose either of those challenges, give up any ground, as you said, Brimstone Gaming will surge forward. They'll take advantage of that. And it's so hard for LRS to try and figure out a way to unstick Brimstone Gaming from that C site. Then the corridors LRS have to go through to try and get through that site, going through garage, going through that defending side corridor. It's so tricky to do right. And they will be relying on Aqua to flash through there, get them that vision denial to get their way back out on site. But thus far, it has been very, very tricky to try and retake C site from Brimstone Gaming.
I think that's aggression. I think that there's nothing worth that the argument that you do on defense actually come after you give up the site. Because again, if you try to challenge anything against the attackers on defense, especially on C site, especially on C, you have to give up that site because the retake is just so important. Go for the flank. Go try to challenge people at C long. Anything else that does give you the ability to let up. It's already been a challenge on that. And you are just getting mowed down, and the site is already. You can set up earlier. You can set up a bull, like striking them, and it's absolutely powerful positioning that comes in person, and it shows that this mapping is very important that LRS, while the up the side, let you do it at the right time. That also very comfy humans as well. Look at LRS, they have stealth that you really haven't seen. They're having a really opportunity to work with, giving themselves enough space to work with those. You run it back, you have opportunity, they give you so much information. You have it's really good time to use that. So, I respect to the gnarly astronaut, only real, doing a great job. Your way though, so if they're setting a shot at, eastwards here, maybe we can do that. Or you can set up one for Lord over at the pool. Collection of fires to happen soon. You the commercial, the sign. Now look at that. Put some into your life by signing up and representing your college. Hey, I have an important question for you. What college do you want to represent for North America?
I would definitely be signing up for that Ohio State qualifier. As you guys may have heard,
you can choice both.
That Red Bull Campus Clutch. I'm glad you brought us to it. Go ahead and check out RedBullCampusClutch.com if you haven't already. There are some really exciting qualifiers going on, not just across the nation, but across the world as well. Over 50 heckin' countries in this whole competition. Each of these universities holding their own qualifiers, Ohio State being one of the fortunate included in those qualifiers. And so I will definitely, if I was a younger man, would definitely be trying to rep the Buckeyes in that Red Bull Campus Clutch. But be sure to go on over towards redbullcampusclutch.com. Check out that awesome competition. It is going to be a massive step up for collegiate esports, not just, as I said, the national scene, but the international collegiate scene, which as we get Glyph back into this game, we do have some good news in that regard. But as we get Bemi into that game, I do want to just kind of touch on that collegiate scene because it has been a massive source of untapped potential thus far. So definitely glad to see that scene expanding, especially on the international stage, really start to build the foundation of this beautiful thing that we call esports. And the esport we're talking about right now, it's Valorant. It is the Valorant Sunday Showdown number 48 here. We have reigning champions Brimstone Gaming going up against former champions Last Round Save. This is a tall task for both teams, really a proving test for both of these teams. LRS trying to show that they belong in the upper echelons of this tournament where they have really carved out a home for themselves. And on the other side, Brimstone Gaming trying to find membership, trying to get access into that VSS Elite multiple championship winning club of only a few teams have membership. Brimstone Gaming now with the opportunity to apply for that very exclusive club.
Apparently this game is also an exclusive club. I hope that Glyph is able to find their membership again.
Absolutely. I've heard some rumbles about or maybe, you know, some talk through the grapevine, if you will, that our pal Glyph definitely has the tougher side in terms of setup, but that just makes it all the more impressive when Glyph picks up those MVP worthy performances. Of which Glyph has put together in grand finals, no less, for Last Round Save. I believe it was week number 42 where LRS were able to stake their claim in that VSS Champions Club. Glyph was a key factor towards that victory. Almost, have to be said, almost carrying some of those matches for LRS. As there they are, Glyph. It is our good friend and pal Glyph on the Omen, where we like to see them back in the lobby. We are getting right back to the action here. It's Brimstone Gaming on attack, going up against LRS on defense.
High five, buddy. We word vomited with the
we
best
did
of
it.
them.
We waffled around just a bit enough to make it into this 8th round. We appreciate you guys sticking with us, and we are getting right back to it.
Let's do it, dude. We're about to get into it. It's rifles in hands. They have to have something. Inferiority off the gate to try to start the pressure, stopping anything from the lobby. Ooh, that's a little bit of damage. 2 tag down, 70. That's already at least some progress.
Once again, Brimstone Gaming finding the opening kill here. They've been so deadly in these opening stages, oftentimes baiting their time, but this time they are wasting no time. It's the showstopper for TBK trying to find a target, but it's CKY and the Vandal going for the double kill. CKY popping off on A site. Oh my goodness, it's a flawless round for Brimstone Gaming.
What the heck? Brimstone just 180 that, dude. They just literally said, nah, we're actually a really aggressive team. I don't know what you're talking about, Demi. They met with so much ferocity that I was totally looking at a different team. It felt like it really does feel like that self-confidence of like opening pick gives them so much ability to just sort of commit to just a rush on a site either way. And the moment that they're like Cypher is able to get it, Dynamic is just like, they may not be showing up on the kill feed too much, but that opening pick seems to invigorate Brimstone.
Absolutely, and look at this. Brimstone once again wasting no time, fully aware of the situation, but it's LRS picking up the opening 2 kills. Brimstone Gaming taking 4 right back for themselves. Goodness gracious, blink and you'll miss it. An absolute slaughter of a round. Brimstone Gaming, though, with their 7th round in a row, they have secured their lead into the first half, going into the second, and now LRS simply fighting for survival.
Only a few rounds left as well. They will be able to buy back into it. They get the operator in hand. I really hope that Yoshi's able to show up with the kill feed, because they need to make 5,000 credits worth it if they don't want to whiff it once more, because this is the second time they've been able to bring it. They don't have as many ultimates. The running back is gone. Everything is pretty much gone for the most part that is inoffensive. So better land your shots. This is all you got. It's another buy round, and with the amount of momentum swinging in favor of Brimstone, they are not hurting for cash and afford these aggressive pushes. We already see them trying to commit towards speed. Dynamic looking for that opening pick, the battle cry frag, as I like to call it, as they just sort of move on into it. Dynamic make it through the cage, but no Flavor with that extra little bit of spice just to make sure that they deny Dynamic's first blood.
Oh, Brimstone Gaming now. Oh, and risk of getting a little too eager. There's Yoshi picking up that much-needed kill to prove the worthiness of that massive investment into the operator. Now LRS with the opening picks for what feels like the first time here in this first half with a solid advantage. You can see they've really tightened their grip now across the map. It will take a concentrated effort here from Brimstone Gaming, and they're going to concentrate that effort onto the C site now. This is where they found most of their success here in the first half. They're going to bank on this play once more. Corsonics holding down the corner has gone undetected thus far. There goes the intel. Oh no, Corsonics is left without a chance to make an impact. DBK mows him down, reach, takes down Glyph. It's all falling apart for LRS. They've still got the 3v2 advantage. For how long can Aqua hold it down? DBK takes down Aqua now. A 1v2 as time ticks down. The spike plant coming through just in the nick of time. Here comes the onslaught. Yoshi on the updraft, dashes in, gets that classic right click, and LRS back on the board.
Was that important?
It was important, Jet. Yes. So now they are looking mighty fine. Good picks. Punishing that aggression. Nicely done. Trying to meet it as much as they can. Doing the textbook sites that they should be holding on. And now this is looking very prime for them to be able to get into this with a little bit of extra cash going a long way. They have some ultimates online with the way that they were able to frag out. Yoshi with the Blade Storm. Always nice to have as a backup with the operator if you need to get up close and personal. Still, the fight ain't over yet, D. There is still plenty of money, and they are ready to go, Brimstone. And I'm sure with the way that they've been very reserved, they should be. Oh, never mind. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna let you take it away, D.
I will take over. Catch your breath after that one. Yoshi picking up the pace, picking up the kill. Now that's 2 opening kills in successive rounds for Yoshi, feeling themselves on that operator. Skim now trying to take the fight to the defenders, regain that disadvantage that's been taken away from them. Skim, though, blocked out of B site from that dark cover. It's going to be the A play from Brimstone Gaming. DBK, once again, so reliable on the entry, winning out and getting this much-needed territory, taking down Corsonics, who is holding down that heaven angle. The spike plant comes through for Brimstone Gaming. It's a 4v4. The Blade Storm now popped for Yoshi up in heaven. Here comes the 2-pronged push from Heaven. Yoshi and Flavor hiding up there. Glyph sends in the paranoia. Here comes Yoshi. Yoshi sniped out of the sky. Flavor finds the kill onto DBK. The kills go 1 for 1. A 3v3. Flavor picks up the double kill. Dynamic takes down Aqua. Here comes the push. Dynamic holding it down. Flavor on the triple kill. It's a 1v1. Flavor peeks around but gets burned down by the shock dart. 3 HP for Dynamic. Flavor picks up the quadra kill. Picks up the clutch. LRS coming back in a big way.
Oh man, if they played for time as opposed to trying to take on that duel, maybe it would have been different. But oh gosh, what a great back and forth. So much utility so much information came out from the Soda. Beautifully done coming in from Flavor, saving the day. Not only are they top fragging, they also managed to get a lot of intel. Corsonics, Dynamic, while may have had some elements of surprise, they still had some general understanding of what area in A they were in. Going into the last round and a half, they do at least have monies and rifles. And 8-4 moving on to the attack. LRS could just bring this back, arguably, with the way that they're playing now.
Absolutely. LRS have completely stolen the momentum away from Brimstone Gaming here. Brimstone Gaming, we can't forget, put up 7 rounds in a row here in this first half. LRS, though, they have been so dominant in the last couple rounds, it already feels a bit easy for us to forget about that. Now, Brimstone Gaming really putting all of their eggs in the A basket. We had seen them be so content to keep driving towards the C site. No longer. They will take over the A site now. CKY holding down Heaven. Oh, looks away maybe at the exact wrong time. Here comes Flavor right around the corner. Flavor so reliable. Oh, and the showstopper whiffs for DBK. This is disaster now for Brimstone Gaming, trying to secure this site. They can't even secure the spike plant. There goes the attempt from Skim once more. DBK holding down this entry corner. The flash right in the face. Aqua takes down DBK. Here comes last round save on the retake. Dynamic and Skim. Oh my goodness, picking up massive 3 kills, but it's simply not enough. Last round save. Make it 3 rounds in a row to close out that first half.
That is how you execute a retake. That was beautifully done. Chef kiss on that. Throwing out a flash. Util with the smokes. Coming in, just pushing in, getting the trade for trades and putting on the pressure. And that rewarded them. Falling to pieces like a brisket sandwich. They were able to secure that very effectively. Brimstone needed to try their best to hold down the site, maybe plant it in a situation where they could hold down long. The way that the spike was positioned did not allow them, and now this beautiful push coming in was great. Now, can they match that execution retake with just taking the site altogether on attack? They have a momentum going for them, and we'll see if they're able to do it, or will Brimstone's passiveness finally reward them being on the more favorable side for their playstyle? Time will tell, D.
Well, Brimstone not playing this one passive. This is so aggressive from the defenders on this pistol round. Corsonics already forced to back away, but I don't know if they know the gravity of this situation. Doesn't matter. Corsonics so good. Gets the headshot, gets the kill onto Reach. Now a 5v4 for the defenders, making a 4v4. DBK shoots down Aqua, is revealed by the recon bolt, gets mowed down by the attackers. This is all LRS in the driver's seat now. Corsonics, though, loses out mid to Skim, but Glyph wins Garage over CKY. Still LRS in the control with a 3v2, making a 3v1 as Flavor takes down Dynamic on the backside. The spike is down. All the defenders are down, save for Skim. Skim in a 1v3 to try and save the day.
They're going to try their best. Maybe it could be 3 1v1s, but already you have the on alive, which means that this is already difficult, and they know exactly where they're coming from. They're coming from B connector, and it's already going to be not much else they can do. That was interesting to see. I was not expecting to see the aggressiveness coming from Brimstone Gaming. I was expecting them to play the way that I've usually seen them, which is not in the style, but I guess they were trying to shake it up. Maybe not have them be able to read into the element of surprise, but unfortunately the surprise was already spoiled, because guess what? LRS is a pretty aggressive team, so they'll gladly meet you in a duel. They'll try to meet you in a match, and we already see an interesting investment. If the aggressive first pistol round wasn't a surprise already, the investment in itself is already going to be quite the interesting take. They could potentially get into rifles, but light armor or no armor would be the case here now with Buckies and Sheriffs and just aggressive pistols and weapons.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't love to see those Buckies, especially the double Buckies, but they are not paying off thus far. Yoshi wins out over Dynamic through garage doors, quickly becoming a 4v5 for the leaders, for the defenders here, trying to defend their lead. DBK pushes through the friendly dark cover, doesn't find any worthy challengers, picks up that Sheriff, and now is well armed to try and hold off what is the SMG play here from LRS. And something we saw a lot of in the first half is a C site completely left open.
Well, makes a lot of sense. Like I said earlier, you want to just kind of let that site be if you hear them coming down long, because the best thing you can do is just try to even the retake. Though I will say, Sonics has information. There's 2 in mid. Can they challenge them, or will they just get the information? Trigger discipline. They'll try to go for one. They will be able to find it. Drops the cage to get out of there and let the team handle the rest. Beautifully done from Corsonics. Totally melted any type of retake happening for LRS.
Absolutely, and that full, or not full buy, but that force buy rather, for Brimstone Gaming, looking maybe not as good as it did at the beginning of the round. Reach brought down to about half HP, trying to find a fortuitous click of that Sheriff, but it's Corsonics on the backside. Closes out the round onto Reach. Skim just looking for an exit frag, won't find anybody. Runs right into the dark comfort of the spike explosion.
Sure.
And now what was 7 rounds in a row for Brimstone Gaming has quickly turned into 5 rounds in a row for last round save. Comeback completed, and now the match is on.
The game is afoot here, D. They are about to get ready into some serious stuff with the Spectres and just running into this. Unfortunately, well, has not been able to land too many shots right now, so the run it back is sometimes what you like to see coming into maybe the third round of a half, just so that way you can kind of clear it up, maybe get some rifles in the hand. Already, Brimstone Gaming, they know they have the weapon advantage, so they're going to try to play for it. And they are already doing that, but DBK doesn't manage to get away in time enough, but they will be able to trade that. That's massive for LRS.
Yeah, this is actually really interesting to see. It was almost perfectly calculated here from Brimstone Gaming. Still able to pick up the Vandals, albeit with the light armor. And that's what gave DBK and Reach the possibility to win that, or at least find an equal trade there with last round save. So last round save have to be really careful about how they play this one. They do not want to give up their opportunity to take the lead, but Dynamic has other plans. Will get the 1-for-1 glyph, trades out Dynamic, trades a fair bit of HP for the privilege. Now a 3v3 retake situation as the spike goes down.
Nobody is flanking though, and they're all coming in from Heaven and Connector, which gives them a lot of information. Reach is making a lot of noise as well, while I'm sure just trying to clear out Heaven. Does reveal them. The blinder comes out. Already Reach goes down, and this is looking great for LRS. They're ready. They know both are coming in Connector. They should be able to trade it in a comfortable fashion, and there we go. This round being won out and sends the economy spiraling down once more for our friends on Brimstone. Looking like this could be the turnaround for LRS, and I will say I have spoken too soon. We'll say fully impressed.
Absolutely, and now that does have massive economic implications for the rest of this half, for the rest of this match for Brimstone Gaming here. Not the economic foundation they would have wanted to start building upon. The opposite being true for last round save. They are now really starting to develop those bankrolls. Still 5,000 credits in the pocket for Yoshi, over 5,000 credits in the pocket for Corsonics. So that is certainly paying off well for LRS, as now they are just furthering the advantage here, just calmly working their way around the map, taking the fights that they please, not taking any that they don't want to. We'll see if Reach can find a cheeky little right click. Oh, Flavor, you just gotta look up. Oh man, but Reach won't be rewarded with a second kill here. Now LRS trying to wrap up this 16th round, as it were, get themselves a 9th. Just Skim. Ooh, Skim though, still clicking some heads, still clicking Corsonics. That is all that's left to click though, as Skim gets taken down and LRS double up their lead.
They're still keeping it going, and their buy round should be good to go here for our friends. They're actually going to even have Reach just sort of weapon up on the operator here. With the Brimstone available for them, they should be good to go. Being said, however, there are still some ultimates around the corner. Just 2 frags away, or 2 skill points away from the run it back, which is also very dangerous as well. That should have revealing plays. LRS are still having many tricks up their sleeves to just keep this going. And he also ain't stopping either. This round is pretty much very much a win or win situation.
Absolutely, and you definitely would have expected a team like LRS to be fully aware rather of the situation they're in, understanding that they just needed to survive that first half on the defending side. They just needed to keep it competitive, and keep it competitive they did in the end, getting themselves 5 rounds in the first half, and now they're just letting the game plan speak for itself here on attack. LRS more than prepared to take advantage of how different the attacking and defending sides on this map are. And look at this, Corsonics. If that's not situational awareness, I simply don't know what is.
Well, Corsonics is going to deny any awareness, as they will just march through the cages of like Assassin's Creed, but Reach, they'll be aware right there. But they get unfortunately revealed, and they know they're right behind the box. They're going to try their best. Whiffs on the shot. Tries to maybe get a no-scope, but this is already gone and dusted. Nice hot hands comes in. It is going to be a 2v1. Dynamic marches through the audience. They may not be ready for this. Element of surprise maybe in their favor. Oh, they missed the shot, and Aqua was able to follow it up. And that's going to be the 10th round right there for LRS. Not even going to take on the operator. They don't want to even borrow with that. They're just like, keep that 5,000 credits on the ground.
Where it belongs, says Yoshi. That was so sick from Yoshi. As soon as the audio cue came out from Dynamic Shots, Yoshi was so quick on the dash. Yoshi, if you see that, Yoshi didn't even turn and look at Dynamic for that play.
Yeah.
Just heard the sound cue and dashed right on away. So cool from Yoshi, so fast, and that's just the difference these LRS players bring to the server now on a goodness gracious, a 8-round streak for LRS. I had simply lost count. It was so many. I cannot count that high. And LRS really racking up the rounds here, 3 rounds away from claiming their top 16 spot.
And this is what we call snowball situation, D. Those first 2 rounds where Brimstone Gaming tried to bring the element of surprise on their map pick has not rewarded them in any sense of the way. The first round, they tried to meet very much at the doors of attacker spawn to try to deny any type of real estate given for LRS. And LRS took those duels with pride and coordination as they managed to win out so many of those. And then the heavy investment into those Buckies and everything did not work out for them at all. And it's rough for them right now. It's, with the fact that into the 3rd round, because they invested into those Buckies and weapons, they didn't really have enough room for full armor. So that health disadvantage nipped them in the bud. And they're and so on and so on. And now this is just going to be most likely another round. Gets the trade, but I feel like this is just going to be simply another round in the bag for LRS here, D.
Absolutely. A match in which Brimstone Gaming were once in control. They're now simply fighting for survival. Aqua, though, is simply too dangerous. Oh, look at the defuse. Oh, no, Reach. So close. That was so gutsy from Reach to just stick the defuse, and it was so close as well. Almost over, rather, 3/4 of the progress bar for that defuse filled up, but LRS, as they will do, clutch it out in the end. Now is the last or best possible opportunity here for Brimstone Gaming to stake a claim in this second half. They've got 4 big ultimates in the pocket ready to go. This has to be the round for Brimstone Gaming.
I agree with you. I think it's a safe word to say this has to be the round or it's over. I mean, there's nothing left in the economy sitting here. You have no credits at all. I don't even think the loss bonus is really going to give you much in the way of anything. So, and even if they do win this and they lose the next one, that's just the loss bonus reset. So, I mean, you just got to play for picks and do the best you can. Reach might be able to find one, but Aqua's smart enough not to challenge that operator. They see that there's enough money to get it. They know they're going to have a challenge up their hands, and they don't really do much at Seaside. They've done it a couple of times, but A and B have been sort of their bread and butter right now for Haven.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brimstone Gaming now looking to exert control the Seaside of the map. Aqua, maybe not inches, but feet away from Dynamic. Both parties back away and decline a duel. It will be the A site play. There is CKY on site here, and CKY, so reliable for the kills, takes down Yoshi, will be traded out by Flavor. The kills going 1 for 1 thus far. That's actually one of the ultimates off the table as well. Here comes another skim. Ooh, with that Hunter's Fury. Finds big damage onto Flavor. Will it be enough to kill? No, Flavor lives for it now. Spike is planted for last round save. Aqua on the offensive. Finds the double kill. Takes Reach and Skim. DBK finds the revenge. Takes down Aqua. It is a 2v3.
And the flank was so massive from Aqua. Showstopper may come out save the day. They knew one was in hell, and they're able to find it. Util's looking strong. It's 1v1. The nade's looking good to put them in a corner, but now they have to be pressured to play for time. And Corsonics knows this exactly, and they will be able to reward themselves with it. Match point on the board for LRS. What a turn of events. Last week's champion. The life point now.
Yeah, absolutely. That is how tricky it can be to find consistent success in the Valorant Sunday Showdown. There are too many big guns. There's too many good players around. The reigning champions rarely find an easy way back to the top. And so it is for Brimstone Gaming. They have found one heck of a roadblock in the form of former champions' last round save on the hunt for their next title. Can Brimstone Gaming survive another day, live to fight another day? It's Reach with the judge trying to decide the fate here for the defenders, for Brimstone Gaming, trying to keep those that repeat championship hopes alive. Can they do it? They only have the ultimate available for CKY on the side of the defenders. For the side of LRS, it is the run it back for Aqua, which has already been used to great effect in this half, and Flavor with the Hunter's Fury to stop any defuse shenanigans. But oh my goodness, it's the judge shenanigans. Reach picking up the double kill. That's Spike down now for LRS in a 3v5. They got to try and claw this one back.
Spike is in Cubby, so maybe they can at least challenge it with enough firepower just to grab the Spike. It's just right there. Could even the smoke if they need to do it. They manage to grab it, walk away, get a pick on the Dynamic. And, I mean, there is also Reach, who is very badly damaged, so maybe Corsonics, with this flank coming in here on mid, might be able to find something. They are going to have to commit to a site, though. It is a few seconds left. They might make their way B over to A if they think they have enough time, but no, they're just going to commit to this right now, smoke themselves out, and here we go. Can they get themselves a good post-plant situation? Corsonics able to find Skim, but they're traded out. It's not looking very likely here, D, for them to win out this round. Look, they can do something. Corsonics needs to clutch this out. They don't reach. It's not a Bucky, but I hope you were happy with that play.
Absolutely. You love to see the spread on the shotguns, giving Brimstone Gaming a new life. And goodness gracious, new life indeed. That is the first round they've been able to pick up here in the second half. Now with new wind in their sails, new financial cushions as well. They won't be able to get a completely full buy together, but it will be a much stronger buy than the previous round. Reach dropping over that secured Vandal from the previous round over towards Dynamic, and Reach will be bringing that Blade Storm now into this 21st round. And LRS, they aren't out of the woods yet. They are on match point, but they've still got to get game winning point here, and Brimstone Gaming will be fighting like all heck to keep them off of that ever magic 13th round. The Blade Storm popped for Reach. Reach was the X factor for Brimstone Gaming in that last round. Can they do it again? It's CKY getting the action started. It's DBK with the second kill here. That three-letter combo, so reliable for the opening kills.
Isn't that 6?
Well,
three-letter combo would be 6? Because if you have a combo, it's like 2. Yeah, well, still, very effective stuff. Now, running back, they are going to try to find the opening. They do have one information that City is in Cubby, but will the utility stop them from even trying to push it on through? DBK, the guardian of A site, finds one more, and they will be able to lock it down. Oh my gosh. It was deep. It's not an understatement. You said there's a new lease on life here for our friends at Brimstone.
Absolutely, new lease on life indeed. This is not only new momentum for them, but this is a completely new attitude here. They're just playing oh so more confidently than we've seen at any point in the second half, finally giving themselves the belief to take those more aggressive positions, take those more aggressive angles, and win out. We saw CKY pushed up all the way A short to take that fight, DBK pushing up A long, and that served them brilliantly. We'll see how they continue to adapt to the LRS attack, because so far, LRS, the last 2 rounds, haven't really looked as competitive.
Certainly been left to be desired, as they've been sort of caught off guard. Can Brimstone keep up the surprises, though? It didn't work earlier, but now it's starting to work now, as they are eager, to close this out. Looking like they're trying to find opening picks, being a little bit more cautious this time, as they will make their way over to mid. But already off the bat, Hunter Fury tried to find something in C, maybe to get a little bit of an opening. Doesn't seem to find much, though. Maybe one tag, that's about it. They should know that they are coming towards C, and they will be ready for it most likely, unless Yoshi able to find the first pick. The smokes will keep them alive, tries to at least reveal one at log, and Aqua will be able to trade that out, and it's player advantage for LRS here. Potentially, they can finally close it out here, D.
Yeah, LRS now, they've got to be aware of what's on the line. They can't play too risky. They can't play too fast and loose.
No.
And that's Corsonics playing exactly right. The genius of Corsonics on full display here in this matchup. Oh my goodness, Corsonics so good on the flank, completely dismantling Brimstone Gaming. Corsonics will just push right into Reach. Reach! Oh my goodness! Reach ain't done yet! Reach on the triple kill. Now, a 1v1. Reach up against Flavor. The clock ticking away. Reach has got to make it now or never. Pushing their way out onto site. Flavor holding it down right behind them. Here comes the defuse trying. They've got to hold it right through. Flavor pushing through. Loses out to Reach. Can Reach get the defuse?
Yes!
Yes!
Yes! Yes!
Oh my goodness. Reach on the 4K on the clutch.
Why was that hurt?
Oh, I gotta take a second.
Oh my gosh, bro! I can't believe you did that. That's not cool.
That is not cool or the coolest. Reach. Goodness gracious. That was unreal from Reach. Can't believe it. Whew. Got to catch my breath here as we move into a tech pause real quickly. Possibly someone's computer possibly needing a break as well.
Yo, let's see that replay again. Let's see it. Let's watch it. I want to watch it again. We have the tech pots. We got time. I gotta say, that was amazing. I will say a little bit was thanks to the fact that LRS, they pushed in one by one, and when you run into those situations where you're given a bunch of 1v1s, they are super tough to come back from it. And also, I mean, obviously the gunplay is very, very important to be able to win those one duels multiple times, but allowing that opportunity to themselves, they give to the fact that they were the top fragger. And if they weren't the top fragger before, they already are now, as we see on the kill feed. A massive play here. 20 and 13 ain't bad at all, and ain't nothing to sneeze at. There's again, once more, I'll say what my friend D said here: a new lease on life, almost an entirely new set of team, new entire team. Almost, it feels like in some ways.
It really does feel like this is an entirely new match. This match almost has no business going to this 23rd round, but that's exactly where we are. Brimstone Gaming 2 rounds away from sending us into overtime here in top 32, and they are wasting no time. A minute remains as the spike goes down. DBK completely smoked out of this heaven area, trying to send all the util out they can, but it's Yoshi picking up the opening kill onto Reach. The Clutch Master taken off the board for this potentially final round. Can Brimstone Gaming in the 4v5 win out? Last round save holding on to A site Here comes the retake. DBK through heaven. Oh, lands a shot. Can they find the kill? Yoshi taken down by DBK. Here comes the retake and full swing the satchel out for DBK. DBK so close to glory, but CKY takes down Aqua. Corsonics down. It's all up to Corsonics. Picks up the double kill. Can they find the triple? It's a 2v1 now. Corsonics getting pushed on. Finds the triple kill. Now a 1v1. Corsonics, oh my goodness, lands the dart. Gets the kill. Corsonics on the clutch.
Love to see more maps between these two teams, both showing their weaknesses and strengths. And overall, I think I could be nitpicky about this all day, but I really gotta say, both of them had their moments where it just came down to player individualistic talent and the ability to clutch it out for their teams. I'm not even just saying that because of Reach. We saw that with so many of the other players as well. Dynamic, Corsonics, really the Jet and Cypher duos were the ones that kind of carried through a lot of their teammates and looked super strong. Not to discredit anybody else, but you gotta admit the Cypher util along with the Jet aggro plays were just something to behold here, D.
Absolutely. We will have the MVP of the match coming through soon, but my personal belief in my heart, my MVP certainly has to be Corsonics on the Cypher for last round save. Corsonics was instrumental to that attacking half, nonetheless, on the Cypher for LRS. Corsonics finding ways in to get behind the enemy, flank the enemy, and completely pull the rug out from under them was the X factor for LRS in some of those rounds. There was rounds where LRS was holding it down on C site and Brimstone Gaming trying.
Flank and play that B mid was so strong as well. Just holding so many corners, was able to
Oh,
account for the flank. As you can see here on a long, a lot of calculations. And then also living up to dynamics play as well, with the ability to just sort of go into that B, find some openings. And even though Reach had a really sick clutch, the fact that they had to clutch it out at all was because of Corsonics' amazing play for mid. They were certainly the Batman watching over them and protecting Gotham, and if you will.
absolutely. The hero they needed and definitely deserved as well. It is Brimstone Gaming, our week 47 champions, bowing out this week in the top 32 up against former champions last round save. And I have to say, it may be a bit deflating to get knocked out in the top 32, but that is simply how tough this tournament can be. There are championship caliber teams everywhere you turn, and sometimes you got to go up against one to just make your way into the top 16. And so we too will be making our way into top 16. We will be saying farewell to our good friend Bemi as well, who be sure to wish them a happy birthday in chat. Bemi, anyone or anything rather you'd like to share with our friends at home before we move on to top 16?
Just lots of love and respect to this amazing community, and thank you to all the amazing teams and VCS for willing to put these shows together, because they are such a privilege to cast, but also just a real privilege to be part of this community. I'm so thankful for everything, and shout out also to our amazing observers, Mystic and Yoshi. You folks are truly the bomb.com.
Absolutely. Shout outs indeed. We are so lucky to be a part of this community, this team, and we are so lucky to have many more matches ahead of us. Top 16 coming up in just a few minutes. Stick around. You definitely don't want to miss it.